Let's talk about a real head-scratcher in the crypto world, Pi Network. You've got a project with millions of users, a team making some seriously big moves, but they are completely silent on the one thing everyone wants to know. What about the price? So, what's with the silence? Let's dig in.
So yeah, that's the big mystery we're unpacking today. In a market that's pretty much powered by hype, you have this massive project that is deliberately, and I mean deliberately, dodging the price conversation. Is this some kind of weakness? Or is it a calculated, maybe even brilliant strategy? Well, in this explainer, we're going to find out.
So first, let's just set the scene. Imagine you're part of this huge community. They call themselves the pioneers. You're watching the market, you're seeing all the speculation flying around. But from the people actually building the thing, crickets, total radio silence. And that's created this vacuum that's just been filled with confusion, a little frustration, and a whole lot of noise. But here's where it gets really interesting. This silence, it's not a sign that they're sleeping. It's the exact opposite. See, far away from all the noise of the daily price charts, the core team is completely heads down, quietly building the foundation for something, well, something much, much bigger.
So what are these hidden moves they're making? This is where we really get to the heart of their strategy. It turns out the team is laser focused on one thing and one thing only. It's a word you're going to want to remember: utility.
Now, it's absolutely crucial we understand what they mean by utility. This isn't about creating hype so people can trade it back and forth for a quick buck. No, this is about building a network that people can actually use for real everyday things. We're talking real-world functions like payments, apps, and actual services.
And check this out. This slide really breaks down their game plan perfectly. They've just rolled out a new developer library, and what does it do? Well, it makes it incredibly simple for any app or any online store to start accepting Pi for payments. The goal is crystal clear: get Pi out of the speculative trading world and into the real economy, where it can actually be used.
And they're not just talking a big game, they're backing it up with some serious tech. Now, these aren't just fancy buzzwords, these are the fundamental building blocks for the future. Take on-chain KYC. That just means they can verify real human identities directly on the blockchain. Know your customer is what it stands for, and doing this makes the network incredibly secure against bots and fraud. Then you've got support for smart contracts. Think of these like digital agreements that just run themselves automatically. They're what allow developers to build really complex apps for things like DeFi. That's decentralized finance, which is all about building financial services without needing the big banks. You see, they're building the pillars of a really strong decentralized ecosystem.
Okay, so this creates a huge contrast. While the core team is quietly building all this powerful tech, the market is, well, it's being the market. And what you end up with is a tale of two completely different priorities.
Right now, as of early 2026, the price is just kind of hovering around a modest 20 cents. And let's be honest, for a project with this many users, that number feels surprisingly low. But there's a really good reason for it. There is some serious market pressure building up. And here it is. Almost 95 million Pi tokens are scheduled to be unlocked soon. That's a massive flood of supply that the market is going to have to soak up, which, naturally puts a lid on the price. In fact, some analysts are even calling it a resistance fortress for the price right now.
And man, this slide just nails the whole situation. On one side, you have the core team, totally focused on the long game, building the technology, creating real-world functionality, and developing deep utility. And on the other side, you have the market, all caught up in the short game, immediate price action, hype, and rumors, like some AI prediction of a sudden pop to 50 cents. And this really gets to the heart of the matter, a warning from market experts. That temporary buzz you get from rumors and wild predictions, it always, always fades. Sustainable value, the kind that creates real, lasting growth, it can only come from one place: genuine utility. And it's pretty clear the Pi core team is betting everything they have on that one single principle.
But hold on, this isn't just some top-down strategy being dictated by the team. The most critical piece of this entire puzzle is about to fall into place, and it involves a radical shift of power directly to the community.
That's right, the core team built the engine, but the community, they're about to be handed the steering wheel. Millions of verified users, the pioneers, are actually going to vote on the fundamental rules that will govern the entire network. This is a massive move away from centralized control and a huge step toward true community ownership. So you might want to circle this date on your calendar, January 22nd, 2026. This is a monumental day because on this day, the community won't just be users anymore. They'll basically become governors. They're going to decide on everything from how the network is run to the specific rules for smart contracts and even the timeline for opening the network up to the wider world. This is what decentralization is supposed to look like. Okay, so now let's connect all the dots. We've got the strategic silence, the deep tech development, the outside market pressure, and now the empowerment of the community. It all points to one clear, powerful answer.
So here's the big reveal. The silence on price? It was a deliberate strategy all along. The goal wasn't to hide from a market, it was to filter it. To filter out all the short-term speculators and instead attract the genuine builders and users. They wanted to let them create a thriving, useful ecosystem before anyone started worrying about the daily price chart.
So there it is, the grand strategy, laid out in 4 simple steps. Step 1, build the rock-solid foundational technology first. Step 2, give developers the tools they need to create real utility. Step 3, hand over true governance to the community. And the final critical step, create so much real-world value that the market simply cannot ignore it anymore. And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway from our source material. The team believes, very firmly, that price should never be the goal. It should be the result, the natural, inevitable outcome of building something useful, something valuable, something that is simply undeniable. And that leaves us all with one final, powerful question to think about. In a crypto world that is completely obsessed with speculation, what is the real long-term worth of a network designed from the ground up, not just for trading, but for genuine, everyday use? That, right there, is the massive bet that Pi Network is making on its future.